Now looking at the present value formula. I always say to Nelson, we argue about this, when you've got a loan, you've got a moan. There's a gap between you and the loan, okay? You're never attracted to that loan. There's always got to be that gap. Okay, now Nelson, let's read the first question with present value annuities. Do you want to read this?
Let's have a look. David takes out a bank loan to pay for his new car. He repays the loan by means of monthly payments of $4,000 for a period of 5 years starting 1 month after the granting of the loan. The interest rate is 24% per annum compounded monthly. Now the question is, calculate the purchase price of his new car.
Guys, draw a timeline. It is so important. Remember, it's a loan. He's borrowed a bank loan. He's taken out money. Okay, so be careful with this.
There is money at present.
In the present, okay. Now let's look at a timeline quickly and let's put the information. Notice the interest rate is 24% compounded monthly. You must remember to divide by 100. So it's 0.4 divided by 12. Now Nelson, explain the years here. Where did I get the 60
Right, we've
from?
got 5 years here. So because this is compounded monthly, we're going to multiply 5 by 12 to get 60. This 60 means months.
Very
It's
important.
in months.
Yeah. And the other thing, listen to me guys now, you've got one more chance to get this right. There's got to be a gap between the loan and the first payment. This is so important. Now write on the timeline, have a look here, the gap. Okay, there's got to be a gap, an equal gap. In other words, that gap's equal to this. There's got to be that. Now, once you've got this, we can use the formula. Now watch this. P, this is the purchase price of the car, is going to be, that's the equal monthly payment, 4,000 into 1 minus, then you've got your interest rate here. And it's negative 60. Okay, very important, that negative 60 divided by the interest rate, not 1 comma, it's 0.424 over 12. And then Nelson, if we work that out there, we're going to leave the viewers to do that quickly. That's we've got so much we want to tell you before they start. But let's look at the next question. There's so much to tell them. Do you want to look at the question?
Right, let's look at the second one. Moses inherits 400,000 from his father. He invests the money at an interest rate of 12% per annum, compounded monthly as well. He wishes to earn a monthly salary from the investment for a period of 20 years starting in 1 month's time. How much will he receive each month?
Now people, this is a loan. Listen, he inherits 400,000 Rand.
Yeah.
Okay, Nelson, you put it very clearly. You know what Nelson says? A lot of students see this as, you know, they see it as a sort of a savings.
Yeah.
But it's not. It's actually you lending money to the bank.
Yeah,
You see?
you've got money in the present.
It's present. You've got money in the now. The big money's the now. And what happens is you're loaning it to the bank.
To the
and getting
bank, of
interest.
course, yeah.
But what's the bad loan? What is that bad loan? When you borrow money and you pay interest to the bank. Okay, so let's have a look. Let's write down all the information. Timeline. Remember, the interest rate is 12%.
0.12 is compounded
monthly. Let's make it 0.01, which is easier to work with. And then what's important? Where did I get the 240 from?
240, it's a period of 20 years. 20 times 12.
Multiplied by
12, 240.
Okay, and we want to know how much does he receive each month. Okay, he's got the 400,000 Rand. He invests it in the bank, and there's a gap, so we start at T1 with the gap. Okay, now, how does the formula work? Very easy. You guys know this. Here we go. It's 400,000
equals
x into 1 minus 1,01 to the negative. How many payments, Nelson?
We've got 240.
Correct. Divided by 0,01.
Okay.
Okay, now, what are we going to do? We can simply take them through this.
Yeah, multiply that by 0.01.
Okay, let's put the steps in here.
Yeah.
What's it? Do you want to read this out, Nelson?
400,000 times 0.01, now divided by
that bracket.
1 minus, you first open, 1 minus 1.01 negative 240 close. Good.
Is equal
then
to
you
X.
work this on a calculator, and you get
4,404.34. Okay, obviously if you do it in the calculator, you're going to get the answer. We're not going to waste too much time with calculator work now. Okay, but as long as, we say this so often to the matrics, make sure you use your calculator properly because many times they mess it up. Okay, should we look at now? The next question, Nelson, is so important. Let's have a look. Do you want to read
It's
that?
on
quickly?
Simpiwe. It takes out a 20-year loan of 100,000. She repays the loan by means of equal monthly payments starting 3 months after the granting of the loan. And this 3 months is underlined here. Now the interest rate is 18% per annum, compounded monthly. Calculate the monthly payment. And here, 3 months is underlined, Mark.
Now, people be very, very careful with this question. Remember, there's got to be a gap. Loan, moan, gap. I nearly said something that I normally tell my students, but I'm not going to do this. This is TV. We can't be too corrupt here. Okay.
You don't have to be naughty here.
Can you imagine what I'm going to say? Loan, moan, whatever. But now listen, guys. There's got to be one gap, but now it's 3 months. They did it last year. Be very, very careful. Look at the timeline. You can't, remember, what if you take that, she's got a loan of 100,000 Rand,
yeah.
but it starts, she pays
3
in
months
3 months'
after,
time.
yeah.
Okay, so that's over there.
Of course,
in 3
yeah.
months. Okay, problem is, guys, there's 3 gaps.
What will have happened here, Mark?
Now, if you don't, now listen, if you don't pay the loan immediately,
you must pay the interest.
You see these guys? Listen to me carefully. Ada, you've got to watch out for this. And Nelson and I have discussed this. Do you know what matrics do? Or at least, well, matrics mess it up, but in real life they say, don't worry, guys. You can go and buy this beautiful set of clothes.
There's a catch.
Yes, you only have to pay 3 months. And they say, oh, why are they doing us a favor? Forget it, Ada. You know what they're doing? You're not paying now, so the loan grows.
Yeah, of course.
Moan. And it's, you want one cat. Now watch this. Let's go. I'm loving this, Nelson. Now,
Right.
matrix, come on. You grow it to the gap before.
Yep.
Okay, that's important. Look at this. Now, it goes 100,000 is going to be 100,000
The interest.
into, now we grow it
Yeah.
for 2 months. That's so important. Equals X. Now, Nelson, tell them about the number of payments.
Right. Here we simply go. If we start here at T3 up to 240, if you count that maybe manually, you'll have 238.
Correct, because listen, if you think about what Nelson's saying, there's 2 missing.
Yeah.
Okay, so, but there would have been 240. Okay, so that's where you get the 238. You subtract 2 from that.
But you're punished for that missing 2 months.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. So let's write it down, 238.
38.
Okay,
Yeah.
very important. And this, N is 238. Very important, that, not 240. So guys, careful. And then Nelson, if we just work this out, what do we get?
Divide them through, then X should be
Okay, and you guys can work it out. It's 1591.35. Okay, so be very careful with that. The other thing, Nelson, do you remember with the future value? This is important. If you want to just talk about where the future works to what payment does the future value work to?
right. Saying if it works to a month before, and then that lump sum's gonna grow. Say if it's 1 month before, it's gonna grow 1 month.
Precisely. That's exactly what you've said is so important here. Again, I said yesterday, Ada, why wasn't he my teacher? Because this guy's so good. The future value to the last payment.
Yeah.
Okay, very important. But with a loan, has got to be the gap. Okay, so I hope these matrics get